and play from comfort, and he is so good at Granger. I'm excited to see it come in. It's fallen out of like top meta, right? It's not what you consider a meta marksman pick. Then Natan was open as well. He chooses Granger over the Natan. That's just his comfort level on the hero. So I'm really excited to see what he can do with maximum comfort. We talked about best player needing to show up in this series, right? He needed to not tilt and play well, but we're starting game 1 of the 3rd place match between Team Hate and Team GOSU. Tank, what do you got for me?
I tell you, I'm already surprised right out the bat. We got CAG taking that bottom lane, and Valentina just trotting up here in the middle. Something we didn't expect. Never seen Boy run a CAG in the off lane against the Clint, so we're gonna see how that works out. But this Valentina, you know, whose ult does Nicolette feel like taking in the beginning and really putting it to him? Because we know Valentina with the right player is absolutely devastating. We're talking Nicolette, you know, one of the best.
A dominating performance come out from Nicolette and really dominate her opponents. So we have a little bit of engage going in. First blood goes to Kagura in the bottom lane. She roams up and takes out the Lily in the mid. Eugen has suffered to death very early in this matchup, and it's big for Kagura to get a little bit going. She's given over an assist to the Raphael and Nicolette, so things are going well for the early game of TK. We know they're a strong team in the early game, but what can they do to further on? GOSU is really good at biding their time and then snapping down at the right moment.
And Valentina is going to be absolutely devastating early game, but it's Boy with that rotation, that burst damage from that CAG to come up and get that first blood. And I like what Team Hate's doing here. You know, putting an extra resource down there, putting that Raft tank on bottom lane to try and not let this Clint, not let Uzi get farmed up, because we know it's going to be dangerous when it happens. And you do see Team GOSU answering back and putting Ruby over there in that bottom lane, because they know they need to get Uzi. They know they need to get this Clint farmed up. And you know, they're gonna send that Ruby down there to protect him. But we got the first objective getting ready to pop up on top lane here, and both teams trying to play out here and start zoning this out. And is it going to be that CAG Valentina combo that really takes this? You've got everybody from Team Hate rotating now to the mid here, Ben. Big team.
Yeah, going in. Nicolette's going in. It looks like they may be able to continue fighting this off the back of Valentina. The Esme dives into the back line, doing a lot of work, but the Lily gets taken down by Best Player. Best Player's kiting out. He looks like he's be able to stay out of the fight. Mikasa's chasing him down. She does the flicker and does get the kill, but what will it cost? It looks like Mikasa may be taken down. She's still alive. We see a couple of kills off screen, and Mikasa finally does go down for a 4-1 lead for Team Hate. Huge advantage, and they take Turtle Tank.
I mean, that, you know, Best Player got knocked out, so Team GOSU, all eyes on Best Player. They're going after that Granger, but at what, a 5-2 advantage to Team Hate here? I don't think it was a good exchange, but something that Team GOSU is doing well is they've got that Clint bottom lane. Said, all right, we're going to lose objective. We're going to lose some kills up top. Clint says, I'm going to hold mine. All right, you want to send your CAG up there? That's cool. I'm going to hold mine. I'm going to take your shield away at 3 minutes in. I'm going to take half of your health of the turret on bottom lane. So not a complete fair exchange. You're looking at a 1,000 gold lead going to Team Hate, but at least Team GOSU's getting something out of it. It's not going to be a, hey, you go up, you take the objective, you take that turtle and take a couple kills, and I get nothing for it. No, I'm going to at least get something. So Team GOSU answering back. Obviously, Team Hate with the better exchange there, but at least
big engagement from Kagura. She gets the burst and the kill onto Clint. Look at that damage from but Ruby hooks them both in, and she's taken out immediately by that Kagura burst. Kagura has so much damage at this point of the game, and Boy, he showed us on Marksman. Now he's on a Kagura, actually running the game 3-0.
Man, curious to be like, I've never seen that CAG off lane, but if anyone can do it, it's going to be Boy, and here the guy is at 3-0. Against a Clint, against his lane. This is Clint's lane. Big damage coming here, Ben.
Another dive, because it looks like she may be able to just squeak out of this when she does make it home. But what does that do for the rest of the map? Clint has to rotate in, and Clint can no longer be left in this bottom lane with this Kagura. This Kagura is hungry for him, waiting in the bush. He's extended the lane, and he may pay the price at any second when Kagura decides to go in. That means Rome's going to have to be down here to babysit him. It looks like a 4-man dive may be coming, but what does Team Hate do? They trade the objective. They've already gone top lane. It looks like Eugen's going to come in and get this start fighted. GOSU General goes in for a little bit of poke on Boy. He's taken down to less than 20%. The hook does hit, but it's more damage. And now that Lilia and Raphael are down here, Ralph has got him enough time to buy him out of that fight. The rest of the team fight's developing right above the screen as the Valentina and the Granger are going in. It looks like they may trade a kill onto Eugen if he's left a little bit down more. The Black Shoes comes in and he does get out alive, but what will it cost? The Valentina comes in and secures the kill. Best player taken out really low. Will the Esme come in? Mikasa's ready to go in. Best player jukes him out, jumps forward, and then there's a mega kill for Kagura. Kagura is now 4-0, 9-2. Team Hate with the old two GOSU members is running the team of GOSU.
That goes to Mikasa running that Esme coming in. I mean, there were 4. It wasn't like they were hidden in bushes. There were 4 players in that bottom lane, and I think that's where we talk about that tilt, right? The chemistry between these two teams. I don't think they would have normally, Esme wouldn't have pushed that. And she just dove right in. And the 4 players, including a Valentina, was like, okay, thanks for the free kill. We're going to snake that. So Team Hate here coming off with a huge lead. We're looking at an almost 4, well, actually a 3,000 gold lead, a 9-2 kill advantage, but also objective, right? We've already taken that top turret on top lane, so they're going to push there, and they're setting themselves up for this turtle objective here. I mean, Team Hate just looks like they've got the better rotation going here. That Valentina early game is huge. That Kag off lane against a Clint is really panning out here, Ben.
4-0, and he has the execute, so if he can get even close to a kill, you know he's going to smoke that. Turtle's getting started up, taking a half health, below half. Esme may be a little bit caught off here in the mid lane as they re-engage onto the Turtle. Turtle is secured by best player. He's on a hero that is probably his most comfort pick, and he is showing it. His clean mechanic playing really well, and they dive again! It looks like Nicolette dives in with the ulti and makes the kill happen. Nicolette on Valentina is a different Valentina.
2-0-5. She's a part of 7 of their team.
Oh my God.
Kag getting another smoke here on Ruby. This Kag off lane, best player picking up a kill. I mean, oh my God, they're rolling right now. Team Hate is absolutely rolling Team GOSU right now. If there is anything Team GOSU can do right now, you know, and there's a big if there right now from the way this game looks, Ben, because it's already out of control. We're looking at a 6,000 gold lead in favor of Team Hate. Is it already give up your jungle at 7 minutes in? Is it give up your jungle, turtle up, get gold wherever we can and pull back? Or do we try to play aggressive and go for these objectives? You got 60 seconds until a Lord pops here. And I mean, right now it's just Team Hate, Team Hate, Team Hate.
Little bit of a fight raging over this blue buff. They need to get that mid lane turret down as somebody goes in. Granger does a lot of damage on Rome. Rome's taken really low. Will they have enough to finish it off? It looks like not. Best player goes in a little bit too far and gets finished off by the Clint as the rest of Team GOSU retreats with that kill in the bag. As soon as they can get that mid lane turret down on Team Hate side of the GOSU, then they can roam between these jungles. But with that mid lane turret standing, it makes her... Oh, Kagura with a huge dive! Esme tries to go back in, but Mikasa's into 3. She's going to have to flicker out, and the turret still goes down. Kagura, 6-0. Flamboy is taking it home for Team Hate.
You know, I made the statement, Flamboy can run any MM in this game, but I should have just said any hero. This guy is coming out and showing us how to play these heroes. We know Kag is a phenomenal mage to play. The CC, the burst damage she brings to a field is absolutely devastating. And we also know that you have to know how to run her. And Flamboy is showing us how to run her right now. I mean, the gameplay is absolutely astounding. So Team Hate, you know, great player. You got a little push from Esmeralda on the side of Team GOSU up on top lane right now, which I actually really like. They're trying to get some objectives here.
They're coming here on a Rome. Rome's been picked out by the Cho. The Cho follows through. Can he finish with a double knockup onto 2? It looks like he can't. He needs to get out of there before more members of Team GOSU show up. But what does that buy? It buys in the top lane turret by escaping. What will it cost? Most likely Lord.
And Team Hate, you know, knows they're going to get this Lord. I like what Team GOSU's doing here. We got another minion wave going to top lane turret there from Esmeralda, so good push. They're not engaging those team fights anymore. I think they know they can, so they're starting to adapt. They're starting to try and get some other objectives elsewhere on the map where they can.
Kagura sitting in this bush waiting for the pick. She goes in onto the wrong members, though. She can't burst those 2 out, and she gets picked instantly. Flamboy with a rare mistake. That's his first death with 6 kills. Going a little bit too far on the Kagura. And what that buys for Team GOSU is a little bit of time while this Lord is pushing up. One member down, maybe they can't end the game here. Oh, a lot of damage onto Rome. It looks like best player is doing a lot more as he goes in. But Clint popping the Valentina so instantly, and a huge turn from Team GOSU. They're chasing down best player, the last member, but when you run into a Granger, you're running doing exactly what he wants to do. Cho in the background, they may continue this fight as Cho gets a knockout and a kick onto Uzi. Uzi the Clint is now trapped out, but Esme buys him a lot of space. Can the Cho finish off Uzi himself? Clint dashes over the wall. Will Cho chase? Cho's chasing him down. He does get the knockout, but it's going to be the autos for the kill, but Esme trades the kill on her own.
Uzi!
Huge Esme, he might get out. As he's the juke master, can he do it? He's still juking.
Oh, God.
No, it looks so good from Uzi. He wasted so much time, and that bot them being able to clear off the Lord, and they lose no inhibitors. So great fancy feat out of Uzi lasting so long in that team fight.
Yeah, I mean, Team GOSU right there actually did turn around. It was real nice to see them get back into this fight to the point where Team Hate was absolutely rolling over this, and Team Hate still they're in great position. They got another big team fight, more burst damage coming down right here. Not looking good. Looks like Team Hate is going to have to push off of this, Ben. That Esmeralda, though, she likes to get up in there, even if there's 4 members of that side of Team Hate.
I am a fan of Mikasa, always playing in the front line, always playing on the edge of danger, and that's what you got to. We saw Victor do it a lot in M3, jumping into 4 members and just walking away, right? I love it, and it's so scary to watch as a caster. You're just like, oh, big fight, but Esme's just doing Esme things, hopping in, getting a little bit of shield and walking off. Team Hate has to keep cutting them off, but we're seeing signs of life from Team GOSU. Honestly, Team Hate stepped a little far, and GOSU punished them hard. They have to close the game now and do it cleanly to make sure GOSU has no chance of coming back in. These are 2 of the top teams in North America. Anybody can win this.
And Team Hate here starting to take the jungle, you know, really not letting Team GOSU breathe here, setting up for that 40-second Lord that's about to pop. I'm liking, you know, getting Team GOSU exactly where they want them, trying to work this map so they're forced to not all engage on that Lord, because we saw what Team GOSU wants to do and what they did before.
Big dive on a Cho, but it's Cho. He can always get away. Sorry, Tank. I thought it was going to pop off.
No, you're good. I take those every single time because, like you said, Esme Mikasa is going to get in.
Oh my God! And then they turn around with a huge burst coming out of best player. He's so comfortable on this Granger pick and delivers so much damage from what we consider not a meta pick, and they rotate back to Lord, pushing out the lanes. The lanes aren't in the best position for Team Hate. You'd want her to be a little push more, but look at Kagura's position. Look at Valentina's position, waiting for somebody to dare walk through what's now Team Hate's jungle.
I like the change that Team Hate made here, though. They did send the Chow up there, but it does look like he's going to get bursted down. You got a YSS and an Esmeralda. That's not someone you want to mess with. And YSS does burst down that Chow, and now they go for that turret in the lane there. So, although they gave up Lord, you like seeing what Team GOSU is doing here. They're not engaging so much in those team fights, but they're starting to actually rotate around this map and pick up other objectives. When we're going to lose Lord, we're going to take a turret. Not only that, we're going to take a kill. They got GOSU 0 locked out there. I don't think he expected 2 players there, Ben.
No, Cho got the good pick, but it was for Lord, right? So it's a worthy death from Cho. There's nothing he can really do in that. Maybe he did blame the flicker, maybe he didn't have it up, but it's a good trade. You're talking about playing that macro game. If you know you can't take the fight head on, go to a side lane. Get an advantage over there. Trade something. Don't just get taken out for a complete loss. You know what I'm saying? Get a kill. Get a turret. They got both that time for Lord. Excellent play from GOSU. Not giving up yet. 4K gold down. And they're looking for one more mistake from Team Hate as the turret pushed down. That Lord's coming through. The waves are there except in the mid lane, so it's only really a top lane push right now as the Lord crushes down and starting to do damage to that inhibitor. And then the dive in from Warrior. He does get the Esme with a huge burst from best player. Best player in the background doing a lot of damage there as GOSU General is in there. Oh, he can't get it done. Kagura walks away with one more kill. Excellent dive from Team Hate, getting a 3-for-2 trade, and they have more minion waves to work with. This minion wave in the mid is going through, but the bottom lane doing so much damage, and Kagura is there to do the damage if YSS steps even a little bit too far.
This Kagura, this Falon boy, running a 9-1-3. Just phenomenal gameplay. It looked like they didn't have the minions pushed there, so it was that top lane play, but they still made it happen. Just absolutely making it happen. And we're getting bursted down here. Huge play right there from best player in that Granger. My God, that was some burst damage. Kag's in here again, but Esme does shut down Granger.
Finally, you see what best player is able to do when he's super comfortable. And what does he do? He doesn't retreat. He shoots off another ulti shot right into the back line. Almost takes a second kill, but Mikasa does close it down and get the kill trade back onto him. Now Team Hate stuck in the position with one member down. It's a 4v4, but it was a huge damage dealer. It was one of your marksmen. Now your turret damage is much lower, so they're going to look to make picks, but I don't think you'll see another turret go down, at least right now. We may be waiting another 40 seconds to Lord.
That would be the smart play here. They just don't have the map position here. The lanes aren't pushed enough to make a push here, and especially you got best player out, right? So the jungler's no retry there. He has been, you know, doing a great job there with that burst damage, being able to get in. Granger's speed and rotation is obviously one of his best perks, and to get back there, and the way best player runs Granger is just phenomenal gameplay. So you got 20 seconds till Lord pops here. Valentina, Raph, best player now going to get his blue. They're going to start really rotating on it. Even Chao's got minions up on top lane. So with Raph and Kag pushing bottom lane and starting to get some pressure there, I think this is going to be an easy take for Team Hate on taking this Lord. I don't think Team GOSU.
Ooh, they're set up in the jungle, and Lilia stepping out. Eugen has the black shoes, but he doesn't get caught out. Cho really goes for it. It isn't rewarded. Now best player's got to get out. He is hooked in. This could be huge to kill best player. He does go down. This is a big moment for Team GOSU. They bought themselves more time from that Lord. Now they can push out their lanes. They don't have the threat of the team taking Lord because the retry is off the board.
Huge mistake, right? One of the first from best player on that, getting too aggressive, trying to get them there in red.
Oh my God, Kagura dives in with an incredible burst, deletes one member, Rome taken low. The rest of the team dives on. GOSU General has to retreat. He's taking too much damage. Mikasa jumps into the team of Hate, and he's doing a lot of sustain. He's pushing them back out of his jungle, but what a burst coming out from that Kagura. Falamboy has showed us again and again. He's 10-1. He's got the skills.
Yeah, that Falan boy, had he not been involved in that, it'd be a different play. But two for two swap there. I would still give that to Team GOSU, knocking out best player, knocking out the jungler on the side of Team Hate. But Valentina's starting to get that damage down. Once best player's out though, it takes the objective off the board. It takes Lord out of the equation, which is exactly what Team GOSU wanted there, because up to that point, Team Hate did such a good job controlling that map and getting the lanes pushed where they were set for that Lord. But best player got a little aggressive there in the red, got picked at the red, and that was exactly what Team GOSU wanted. They're starting to level out the gold now. We're looking at a 2,000 gold lead on the side of Team Hate, where it was, I mean, we were well over 2,000 in the start, in the middle of this game. So Team GOSU really fighting back now, and probably able to actually go up against this Lord now, looking at the map, especially with Esme pushing in that bottom lane.
Oh, big hook coming out of Rome. That is a huge pick on a Granger. Once again, best player gets taken out as more deaths fall. It is a 1-for-1 trade. Retry for retry. Lord cannot be taken. It's a 4v4, and GOSU buys himself more time for this late game Clint to get there. Oh my goodness, more damage on a Eugen, and Esme dives in. She doesn't have support right now. It's just an ulti, and there isn't more damage coming out from the team of Hate. Just a little bit of poke and push as Warrior's getting a little bit more damage in him. Cho's pushing a big minion wave. He's set up for an assault onto Clint. Can he solo out Clint here? He is alone into 4 members of Team GOSU. They're surrounding him. Can he? He does burn the flicker to get away. A good attempt to assassinate the Clint right there. You do need to put pressure on him, and he did burn flicker. He burned that earlier, but the Cho was alone. Had he had someone there with him, they can maybe capitalize on that Clint pick. Clint has completed BOD now. He's going to be shoving out so much damage. Team Hate has to get back there, and they have to kill him.
Yeah, Uzi is going to be someone to deal with here. Running Clint of all MMs, and we've seen what he can do with a lesser tier MM. But it does look like Team Hate is going to start up this Lord here. Most likely for bait, try and get this team to rotate out. Chow did have to go down to that bottom lane to address that, but it looks like the team fight's about to start. Lord was just to initiate this ban, and this could go either way. It's going to be a big
Both
team fight
teams taking really good position around the Lord, but it looks like a lot of poke landed on GOSU. And Mikasa's caught in the backline. Can she get away, or will the Team Hate be able to capitalize on it? More picks come in on the side, but big hook from Nicolette on the Valentina, steals the Ruby ultimate and hooks the team in. It's incredible re-engage from General, getting a kill. Now passing back through, the Cho is onto him. Will he be able to do enough CC? He doesn't. And then the turnaround from General. General with such damage in the background, doing so much damage. 4 players dead on the side of Team Hate. This will be Lord going over. Can Falam survive? He's the last remaining member, and Mikasa is in the backline. They're chasing him across the map. What will Falam be able to do against the 3 remaining members of GOSU? Looks like just buying a little bit of time and escaping. Clint's taking down that mid lane turret. Esme does continue to dive. Falama's taking low, but able to have so much mobility on the Kagura. But what's happening in the mid lane with all this happens, Clint taking down 2 turrets, and he's looking for his third. This may be an inhibitor going down for the side of Team GOSU. The death timers are pretty long, but you have Nicolette coming back up. Is it enough while these side lane minions push from side blue? Can they do enough damage? They do back off. They don't charge for anything more than inhibitor. I think it's a smart move to back off what you can take.
And that GOSU general, he went down there, but that man made that play. That YSS got in that back line, and the plan Team Hate had just went out the window. I don't care what they had. He got in that back line, disrupted everything. Once he knocked down Nicolette, like, it was over. You could see Team Hate went from, okay, we got great positioning, and holy crap, who the hell is behind us? And Nicolette gets taken out, and GOSU general started that entire waterfall for Team GOSU. So great positioning there, great play. He's definitely starting to get scaled up here with that Clint, which is going to be dangerous. And I mean, it looked like Team Hate the entire game, the entire way. And for the first time this game, Team GOSU takes the gold lead here and possibly trying to
stay. Lord, and it's getting really low as they flicker in, and the Lord does get taken by GOSU. It's Clint who secures the Lord, but what will it cost? There's 5 members standing for 2 deaths so far. Big trades happening in the backline. Warrior is taken down. It's now a 2-for-1 trade as GOSU General tries to get out. He does get a kill before he goes. The choke can't finish. It looks like General gets out, and it's a 2-for-2 trade, and Clint snuck the Lord. GOSU is taking on this map and now winning the map state. The lanes are pushing. Esme's going to clear that lane, and they have Lord spawning in just a few seconds.
Uzi took Lord, and then he continued his push, and the damage he's putting down is dangerous right now. This Clint's the problem. This Clint and this YSS, GOSU General, they're playing well. They're getting to that back line, and they're being strategic with who they're taking out. They're taking out Nicolette. They're taking out Best Player. They're taking out the damage dealers. You know, all that really leaves for damage is Falamboy. And Falamboy, although plays a phenomenal CAG, he just can't do it by himself. Not against a Clint, not against a YSS, especially when the whole team's playing together. You know, Lilia is just is a S-tier mage, and it's almost like no one's really focusing her because everyone else is doing so much damage on the side of Team GOSU. So you love to see in the last 10 minutes, really, what's happening with Team GOSU, changing their game style, not taking the fights, focusing more objective. And now that they're ready, now that they're 3,000 gold ahead, it's a complete 180 on the side of Team Hate. Team GOSU is taking it to Team Hate now, and they're the ones dictating these team fights, Ben.
Falamboy is having the day of his life. In the previous series, he was going 10-1. In this series, he's 12-1. Falamboy is popping off. As Team Hate has to play around his picks, because this man has the gold and the damage to delete any of these marksmen out of the game. As Eugen and Rome are having a pretty bad game for themselves, not having the impact they would normally have in these games, it has got to be Falamboy. Play around him, let him burst somebody out, and we see a team fight breaking out. Mikasa dives in on a Best Player. Best Player is hooked again. It looks like he may be going down as a lot of members are diving onto him. He does get taken down again. That's retreat off the board once again as GOSU continues to dive into Team Hate. Team Hate 0. He does get the kick, and finally Cho does get a pick, but no one's there to follow it up. And it's on Eugen, who has black shoes. He can immediately repair that damage done, and now it is 1 dead on the side of Team Hate, and the team fight fizzles off. The saving grace of Team Hate right there is their side lanes. Look at the blue minions pushing down the center, the edges of the map, and Team Hate gets to win map state once again. Lord up in 30 seconds. Who will take position over this Lord?
I think Team GOSU, you got 3 members on bottom lane because they're going to start taking some objectives here. And if Team Hate's not going to address that, right, if they all started to go up and rotate towards Lord, we'll just continue bottom lane. But you see Team Hate is forced to push down to that bottom lane now. So they don't have that minion push on bottom lane like they want, which really opens up Team GOSU for this next objective. I really like the rotation right now from Team GOSU. Team Hate's got a long way to come back, but Granger, Best Player, is going to be back. Your retribution for the side of Team Hate is going to be available. But now with these team fights, with Clint stacked out to where we know he is, with YSS hitting, with Lilia available, I mean, I don't think Team Hate wants these team fights anymore. You know, where they were doing real well was that macro gameplay, pushing these lanes and really separating Team GOSU. But now that those lanes aren't pushed in favor of Team Hate, you're allowing Team GOSU to team up. And right now, Team GOSU's got the better team play. So coming to this Lord, Team Hate wants it, but I really think Team GOSU's just playing surgical here. You've got 2 people in the back line setting up. They said, all right, go for Lord. We're going to do the same thing we did last time. We're going to go for Granger, and we're going to go for Nicolette. And if we can get Raph, we'll knock her out too. But we're going to take out your team players and force you guys to separate, force you guys to scatter. And I like that gameplay from Team GOSU.
Yeah, best player has to play it safe here. He is so much of the damage through this lineup, and Falam has to get a big pick. And he's set up for he's got the position to do it, right? But you have to enable this man. Falam does go in for the burst onto Mikasa. Was it worth it, though, as it trades his mortality out? Will they be able to capitalize on that? A lot of members of GOSU taken low and have to run. It looks like Team Hate's going to clear the mid lane and head right back to the Lord Pit. As Team GOSU has to retreat here, this does give priority to Team Hate over the Lord, but they're not taking it. And I believe Team Hate is now completely tunnel focused on this Lord, and they're neglecting their side push waves, and they're losing map state.
Yeah, Cag, forced to go down. You had a whole wave of minions on that bottom lane.
Oh, big engage on the best player. Best player's taking a lot of damage. He has to be forced back. Mikasa into the back of the team, doesn't even care. Salute, this is Sustained Beast, the Queen of Shields, going in again. It looks like Zero may be taken down. He does get away, and best player is the one that actually trades it back in. Nicolette goes in with the Esme ultimate that she stole and gets immediately deleted. It is now a 2-to-1 trade as Falam gets another pick. And what do they do with this advantage, though? They have the top lane pushed in. They can go, oh, Falam goes into Lily and gets another kill. Falam boy carrying the game. The entire Team Hate on his back. 14-1, carrying this game. Will finally Team Hate be able to get this Lord as the top lane goes into the Nexus? There's nobody backing. This is super minions onto the Nexus.
Do we have
two members
right
now, 2 marksmen going back. It will not be the Nexus to go down to minions, I don't think, but this will be Lord secured for Team Hate.
I mean, could you imagine that? Winya's coming through right there. We talked about the map belonging to Team GOSU right there, and Team Hate owning it in the beginning, but not paying attention to these lanes, and all of a sudden they get that top lane push, and you got Winya's on the base, which just hands over Lord for the side of Team Hate. This is huge for the side of Team Hate, and guess where it all started? It started with Kagura. Falam boy just absolutely running this game, even when Team GOSU was really showing you that they know how to play as a team, and they were winning a lot of these team fights. But you put Falam boy in there with Cag and going 14-1-7, and I mean, that, what do you do against that? I don't think you can do anything against it. Now you got every member on the board. You got Eugen coming back, so it looks like all 10 players are coming up. You got Lord just trotting down on top lane. Good map, good lane pushes from middle, from bottom on every side of Team Hate. Is this the end? Is this the end of Team GOSU? Is this all Team Hate needed was that Lord kill here, Ben?
We're max items, 10 players up, a lot of battle spells into play here as they do press down on the turrets of Team GOSU. This could be Team Hate going 1-0, but will they overextend? Will they give GOSU just the chance they need to clear out the waves? And we have an anticlimactic pause right in the middle of an end of a game.
I tell you, it's like
you
that
hate
was
to see it.
That's playing.
Yeah.
They got a hanger on me right now. I want to know what happens here.
Woo!
Oh,
what happened,
God.
man? T, tell us what happened as we break that down, man. Team Hate is on the precipice of getting game 1 into GOSU, man. We said that GOSU had the advantage coming in this, and Team Hate has really played it to him, man. Who is this GOSU lineup? They're playing back. They're playing defensive. They're not taking the early game advantages. They're conceding the map to Team Hate, and Team Hate rolled them. In the first 10 minutes of this game, it was very Team Hate focused. Made a couple mistakes, and that let GOSU back in. Let's see, big picks, and we do have a crashed phone from one of the players, so we're gonna wait till he gets back in, and then we can resume. But oh man, this looks like Team Hate maybe taking game 1, Tank.
You know, that's rough. That's a bad time for the phone to crash. But the back and forth, right? Team Hate just rolling Team GOSU in the beginning, where it didn't look like Team GOSU even had a chance, and then I don't know what Team GOSU did. I don't know who gave the pep talk. I don't know. I mean, really, someone gave that team a pep talk at some point, and it looked like they had Team Hate, you know, back on their heels. And it looked like Team GOSU was going to roll it over, and all it takes that one team play, just Falam boy with that Cag going up there to disrupt everything, and it's right back on the side of Team Hate. So I don't think, you know, Team GOSU's playing so well right now that I don't know if Team Hate can finish. They got a Lord rolling down here. Bottom lane is already gone. Team GOSU's got minions down to about the middle of the map, so bottom lane's not a problem. The only 2 lanes that they can Team Hate can really take advantage of here are top lane, which your Lord's crashing down on, but he's already half health, and that middle lane, which I don't think there's another set of minions at the inhibitor yet. They're on their way, but I think Lord will be shredded by then. So you know, as much as Team Hate wants to finish this right now because they know what'll happen if they give Team GOSU a chance, it doesn't matter. I think we're waiting for another Lord here, Ben. I don't think this one's going to do it.
Man, the star of the show, though, honestly, is Falam boy. I think he's like 15-1 right now. This dude is carrying his team. And honestly, best player has not played, has a defensive as need, but we're back into the game for the finish. It could be the end of this game as Laura keeps pushing in. 5 members defending here as Team Nicolette takes a lot of damage on the entrance, but Lord has a lot of health and is getting on this Nexus. A huge kill goes on a choke. Clint doing so much damage right now. Best player's got to get out. He burns immortality, but the hook comes in from Rome. Would be enough? Is there anybody following up? But Rome steps too far, and now he's been picked. Nicolette takes the Ruby ultimate, gets a hook, but it's flickered off from immediately. Now Nicolette caught in a very bad position, and it looks like will be cleaned up. That's 3 members for 1 member of GOSU. Now GOSU has the opportunity to run it back. They have 2 marksmen still available, and there's only 2 people defending. But who is defending? Boy. It will not be easy.
Boy with a little raft support right there. They're going all the way back down to the base. Team GOSU's got some minions mixed up within this 4-man push right down middle lane. So
big engage from Mikasa. She does go. They want to end it right here. Picked into the back line. Boy is taken down. Clint does so much damage here. This could be GOSU with the comeback onto Team Hey, who ran this game. The minions only got a little bit of damage. They need to juggle the turret aggro so well. And it looks like they will take it. Team GOSU takes game 1 in a huge comeback against Team Hate.
That was absolutely the back and forth.